Okay, now we're going to look at some more functions in our teacher mark book. We're going to look at the average function, and we want to work out the mean of the marks here. Excel calls it average. So we click on the cell here, and fx is the option to get the functions up. If we look at all, and average will be up near the top. And there it is. There are a few other ones, average A, it's just average we want, okay? And you click on it, it says returns the arithmetic mean of its arguments. The arguments are the cells that are selected. So you click OK, and you get this familiar looking window you saw with the sum function. And it's already identified which cells it thinks you might want to work out the average for. D5 to L5. D5 is there to L5, which is correct. If you wanted to change it, you click on the little red and blue button, and you select across the cells you want to make sure that you're selecting, and press enter. Where it says number 2, you might want to include other values to be included in the average calculation. We don't. Usually we leave this number 2 option out. So as with the sum function, ignore that that's there. You've done it now. Let's have a look at what the average is going to be. The result is going to be 66.33333. Check that's a realistic value. Well, an average can't be less than the smallest number or bigger than the greatest number, and it's got to be somewhere in between. And if we look, we've got lots in the 60s. We've got 44 is the smallest by the look of things, and 89 is the biggest. So that looks about right. And there you go. We can also put the average down here, fx. Okay, and we're going to work out, we're going to use most recently used here because average will be already in there. It's picked up D5 to D12, D5 to D12. Well, that's not quite right because it's D11 we wanted to do, so delete that out, sorry, and D5 to D12. D5 to D11, I beg your pardon. And then click OK. Again, check it's for the right sort of figure. We could keep on doing this, okay, but there's a quicker way. When we click on a cell, we can do something called replicate a formula or a function. And what that means is that function or formula can be copied into the cells below or across, and it will work out the value for that particular set of data. So the way we do it, we point the cursor at the bottom right of the cell, and there's a green square. The cursor changes to a small black cross as opposed to a large white one. Small black cross. Press and hold the left button and drag down, and you get the formulas for all of them. And if you look at this, now that function is looking at row 11. Okay, and we can do the same thing here. Small black square. But a common mistake, by the way, is to click on the cell rather than the little square there. To click on the cell and do that, it does nothing. Okay, so you need to point at the small green square, and there you go. The highest mark, another function, and this function is called max. And max, the cell range. Okay, click on that, and we want to look at these numbers here down to Welsh. Press enter and press OK. Now that's going to give us the biggest mark in a range. Check it does. Highest mark is 89 there. Look in the numbers, and yes it is. We can copy it down. Lowest mark is min. The function min, and it's not there, so let's, well, I can actually click here, min. There it is. And select the data I want to use and press enter. It'll give us the smallest number, which in this case is 44. Check it's 44 is the smallest number. Yes it is. Here we go. Copy that down, and we can do the same thing along the bottom here with max, min to work out the lowest marks. And let's do it quickly then. So fx here, highest mark, if I go to most recently used, max, okay, click on the data, click on the range and click OK. Check it gives us the highest number, and the min, click on FX, min, click OK, click on the button and click on the range and click OK. Does it give us the smallest number? Yes, it does. Another tip here, you can highlight both of those formulas, and with the green square you can copy it all the way across. Really speeds up the time to set the spreadsheet up. I'm going to change these figures now because the average mark has got a lot of numbers after the decimal point, and I want whole numbers. So the way we do that, highlight them, and we can do this in a number of ways, but right click and format cells, and at the moment it's set as general. Change it to number. Decimal places, well, we want none. There's a sample, and click OK. And we can do the same sort of thing here. In fact, I'll show you another way of doing it. Click on any of the cells there where we've changed the formatting to no decimal places, and use Format Painter. So we've clicked on a cell, Format Painter dips the paintbrush in the formatting of that cell, and then we can swipe across here and it does the same thing. Okay, it's actually picked up the grid there, so perhaps we can tidy that up a little bit as we did in the previous video. Okay, so that's some other functions we have in our spreadsheet.